Hi, and welcome to Rock Studios here at Automation Fair 2024 in Anaheim. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the top 3 reasons an OEM might want to make a switch to our FactoryTalk Optix software. Today with me I've got a good friend of mine. I'll let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about your company and what you guys do.
Yeah, so I'm Tom Ringwelski. I'm the Director of Automation and Tests for Delcor Systems. We're OEM, primary and secondary packaging. So we take products that have already been filled into, say, a cup or into a bag, put them into a box, we form that box, we close the box, and we palletize it. So all that kind of fun stuff. We're located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have around 300 employees and a 300,000 square foot production facility.
Awesome. And thinking about your recent migration to Optix, what are some of the benefits or big gains that you guys saw, and what drove you to this decision?
Yeah, one of the big gains is the fact that Optix, we were able to develop an Optix application that runs on all of our machines. In the past, the way our controls team would work is that we'd have a controls engineer assigned to a machine. They'd develop that machine from a PLC standpoint. Then they'd go ahead and make the changes inside of the HMI to do that. With Optix, we're allowed to have, say, a more standard development process when it comes to modern technologies development. So we're utilizing scrums and those types of things in our development process, so we're not waterfalling into trying to get an application that works right away. We're able to get something that works all the time and continue to add features to it. And since it runs all our machines, we can have updates go out to it too. Instead of living on an island where you develop that single application, and then it sits there and never gets updated and continues to run the same way. So we're able to do that and really, I'd say, modernize our development of the HMI, which is a big part of it. So it's way more standard than it had been, because before you develop one, then you migrate to another machine, and by the time you migrate to the 5th machine, it was way different than the first machine that was ever there. So we're able to have way more standards, and when it comes to standards, that really drives the customer focus part of it, so they're seeing across. And then, like I said, we even have great benefits for our development process of it. So developing a machine, I'm not assigning a guy to do both the PLC and the HMI. It's the HMI is already ready to go. You just have to go into these standards that we already have developed for our HMI to work for it.
So big labor savings.
Flexibility.
Flexibility. Power. I mean, it sounds like kind of that holy grail of what we've been chasing for in the industry for a while, right?
Yes.
So,
yep.
One of the things that caught my eye that we've been talking about coming up on, 2 years now, this idea of a data-ready smart machine. And I think back to, we've been talking about smart machines here at Rockwell for a long time, right?
Yeah,
probably
and we've been integrating them at shows for 2 years now, I think, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of made this, we turned the corner a little bit with this idea of data ready. So tell us a little bit about what that means to you and why you guys are interested and excited about it.
So we've always been asked from our customers, what kind of tools do you have? OEE tools, predictive maintenance tools, energy tools. And it's always been, well, we can develop something, but developing it on top of it, I don't have a large enough team to do that. I have enough controls engineers to get machines out the door, but not enough controls engineers and development team to develop all the predictive maintenance that it need to do. And on top of that, everyone's going to do slightly different parts of it. So I think having a great industry partner like Rockwell go ahead and run with it and say, here's what our standards are going to be, here's what everyone's going to be forced to do. So it makes it so that our customers can feel great, like I'm buying this bagger, I'm buying this secondary packaging equipment, and I'm looking at the same data. I know what to trust. I'm not seeing one that says an OEE I have 98 and another one saying like 95, even though the line's running exactly the same. Or I'm having one that says I need to replace this motor every 6 to 12 months, when the other one's saying it's fine for understanding the differences and making sure that the data is all the same.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And I think, in addition to us working with some of those standards, they're based on industry standards,
yep.
Right? It's around the ISA models and some of these other things like PACML. So it's not just on an island. We're working with the industry to do this. Is there anything else that, as you've gone down this Optix journey, you go, man, I really am proud of what we're doing here? I think back to maybe what we tried last year around some of the work instruction stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The playback. Any other cool things you want to share there?
Well, when it comes to sharing that, I think the big thing is we're able to embed videos into our Optix panel. Everyone knows the workforce when it comes to packaging equipment is not is migrating in and out of it way more than it has in the past. Before you go to a facility and see somebody who's been running the same piece of equipment for 30 years, they could go ahead and make that minute adjustment into it and make the machine run better. And you can see differences between first and second shift. Well, those people don't exist anymore. They're constantly having new workforce come in there. I can go and visit a site and see a completely new work staff every 6 to 12 months. And every 6 to 12 months, how do you get those people trained up and how do you get them to understand what the machine is working and how to function it correctly? So we were able to embed videos that show, hey, here's how this particular step goes. You can watch the video, it'll show you through it, and they don't have to have somebody training them every time, because even the trainers are moving back and forth between it, so you're not getting the same people training them. And we can go into in the past, we go into a site and just see, or your machine's not running because it's not set up correctly. So how do we make that so that they can own it, they can control it, and they can have that type part of it? So that's a part of, videos isn't, the other is, we have great manuals that we develop, but usually manuals sit on shelves and collect dust, or they're on somebody's computer and they don't know who has it. So we're able to link specifically into the manual of what we can do. So it's, here's the help files, here's the quick, easy things you can do without having to call a maintenance person or get that stuff. Like, how can you triage something before it becomes an issue?
No, that's awesome. I want to say thanks for your time today, Tom. Yep. This is fantastic. For all of you tuning in, we're going to put a link down below here if you want to learn more about FactoryTalk Optix. I want to thank you all for watching this, hopefully for attending Automation Fair or watching this after the fact. For Justin and Rockwell Automation, that's it.